Okay, I'm back. I'm so sorry about that. That was the weirdest thing. Um, so if you're on the other one, you're going to have to switch to this one. My chat box just completely vanished, and I didn't know how to get it how to get it to do whatever it was supposed to do. But anyway, I think this is from the first one,
Nope,
Chris.
that's from today, or right now.
Hmm. I don't think so.
Okay,
There's
well,
no one on
let me go
because
right
they're
there.
on the other one. Oh my goodness. They're probably wondering, what happened? What are you doing? I just wanted you to, did you cancel the other channel? Did you needed to sign out and sign back in?
Okay.
Okay, I'm trying this again. I'm so sorry. My chat box just completely vanished and I didn't know how to get it back. So please, if you can see me and hear me, go ahead and say something in the chat box so that I'll know that you're there and that you can hear me and see me, because other than that, I have no way of knowing what in the
Tasha
world.
Westside says, "Hey."
How come there's nothing showing up here?
I can't tell you that. Tasha Westside says, "Hear you clearly."
Okay. Let's see. And I've got it enabled.
All right.
I don't know. Something went wrong on my computer.
Technology. It's great, right up to the point where it isn't.
Okay. Thank you very much. Um, I'm sorry, you guys. Something really went screwy here, and I don't know how to fix it. So I signed off to sign back on. so that, and there's nothing in the chat box. Absolutely nothing. And usually it shows up there. And last time I clicked on something, the whole thing disappeared. So
Well, we don't want that.
I'm just gonna leave it.
I understand your topic is
Okay.
the worst hair experiences.
Yes. Do
Would you
you?
like me to contribute?
No. No, I
Okay.
wouldn't. Thank you very much.
I'm out. I'm out.
Okay. Oh my gosh. You know, this is going to be real interesting because I'm not used to having to look at my phone. Usually it's right there in front of me, on my computer screen. And yeah, not today. I don't know what's happening. Hi, Freddie Mae. Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate that. I had asked my subscribers to send in some stories, that when they had bad hair experiences at salons or in somebody's kitchen or whatever. And hi, Key to Life. Um, and I wanted to, the reason, excuse me, the reason that I asked everyone to do that, or whoever was willing to do that, to do it, is because sometimes people can go into salons. Now, I don't do salons. Those of you who have been following my channel, I do not do salons. I know. But anyway, I'm what they call tender headed. No, thank you. No, thank you. So, anyway, but the reason that I asked people to do this is because sometimes men and women can go into these places that are supposed to be professional, and they're not professional. They don't know about black ethnic hair. They don't know how to take care of it. They don't know how to detangle it. They don't know how to comb it. They don't know how to do anything. And you may not, excuse me, you may not necessarily know that until you get in the chair and they start messing with your scalp. They don't know how to not braid it so tightly that they give you traction alopecia, I think it's called, where it just pulls your hair out by the roots and all that craziness. So, but that's not the only thing that can happen. One of my subscribers sent a story to me to the email address it's in the description. It will be in the description box when when YouTube gets finished doing whatever it is they do, and it goes up on the channel. But I want to do this from time to time. I think I want to do this for the next few live broadcasts that I do, because I think it's important that we understand some of the things that can happen to us when we put our hair in someone else's hands. So it's not always a pleasant experience. It's not always a bad experience, but there are some things that can happen that can damage your hair like permanently. And the reason that I want people to share their stories is so that those of you who may be thinking about, going into a salon or someplace where you've never been, you understand the risk that you're taking, right? You just, as long as you understand, I'm not bashing anybody who goes to salons. I don't go to them. Okay. If you want to go, knock your socks off, right? Whatever floats your boat. But you need to understand the risk that you're taking. There's been a lot of stories and people that have talked about going into these different salons and getting what they call African hair braiding and all this kind of stuff that they do. And then they go to take it out and their hair is coming out in handfuls. Or they have some other experience that really it damages their scalp or their hair follicles, or their hair is burned, or something crazy happens, because sometimes it's because we don't do our homework, right? Just because somebody has a shingle hanging outside saying beauty salon doesn't mean that they're educated in the art of taking care of hair, especially black hair. Our hair is different. God made it that way. I ain't mad at him for it. Okay. But we have to learn how to take care of it. And if you're in a position where you don't actually have the time to do it, and so it's more convenient for you to go somewhere else and pay someone else to do it for you, I understand that perfectly. People work, they have lives, they're busy, they have stuff that they have to do, and they don't have the time. And so they want to go, they don't mind sitting in a chair for 8 hours, getting something done that's going to last them, 3 weeks or whatever, and they don't have to be bothered with it anymore. But we covered some things on, it might have been the last broadcast, I'm not sure. But I was giving you guys some things to look out for. First of all, when you go into a salon, they should have a license to operate, okay? That's the first thing. Secondly, you need to understand that because there is a license to operate, it does not mean that the person working on your head has been to school. It means that the person that owns the business has a license to operate, okay? They may know how to do it, but that doesn't mean that everybody that's working for them knows how to do hair. It doesn't mean that they've been to school or that they've graduated, they got their certification, they've been through the boards. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that the person that owns the business has the right to operate that business under that license. That's what that means, okay? And so I gave you guys some tips, and I said, I know y'all were laughing at me, but it's true. So I'm going to go over it again, just right quick. And then I'm going to read you this subscriber's story that she sent to me about her experience when she went to go get her hair done. Hi, Kim. Hi, Catherine. Good to see you. Well, kind of see you. You know what I mean. But anyway, and y'all bear with me because I'm back and forth on my phone trying to keep up with the comments because they're not showing in my chat box. I have no idea why. That's the craziest thing. Anyway, now see, what was I going to say? That's what happens when I have to keep looking at my phone. Okay, so one of the other things or tips that I wanted to say was if you go into an establishment, and I'm just going to review some things. And by the way, make sure you click the thumbs up, please, because I can see how many is on here, and I see that the thumbs up ain't matching. So if you didn't do it, go ahead and do it now. Um, when you go into a salon, if it's dirty, okay, if there's hair all on the floor, if they're just going, and this is not just a salon, this is a barbershop too. If you're going in just for a basic, just a flat trim or something like that, and you go in there and it's dirty, yeah, run. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to do that. It's just like a nail salon. If you go in a nail salon, you need to watch the technicians, because if they're not sterilizing their equipment after each client, you are subjecting yourself to a horrific nail fungus or something like that, that it will take you all kinds of medication and a whole lot of time out of your life trying to get rid of it. Okay. So it's the same thing when it comes to hair salons. If it's dirty, you might want to give that a second thought. Number one. Number two, if the person that's getting ready to do your hair looks like alfalfa or buckwheat, you might want to run. My husband's over there laughing. You may want to give that a second thought. Okay. Okay. So I'm just saying, thirdly, if you have a chance to meet the owner, that would be good. Ask some questions. If they get offended over your questions, how long have you been in business? Where did you go to school? Are your technicians trained? Have they gone to school? Or the person that's supposed to be doing your hair? You can ask them when you make your appointment, unless you're doing a walk-in. But even if you're doing a walk-in, you can still ask the question. You can ask them, did you go to school? Where'd you go to school? If they say, oh, I learned at my mother's knee and all that. Well, listen, you don't know her mama. So you don't know what that child went through growing up. Her mother could have been yanking her hair out, and that's all she knows, right? So I'm just saying, listen, let me look at these comments right quick. Y'all need to send me your stories. Send them to the email address, enuffgrace12@aol.com. ENUFFGRACE, the number 12 at AOL.com. Because over the next few live broadcasts, I want to go over some of these stories. But when you submit your story, also submit your suggestions. What it is that you think you should have done differently in that situation, or that you will do differently next time, because we're here to help people. I don't want our men and women losing their hair and looking like Bazooka Joe because they didn't do their homework. They just needed to ask some simple questions and find out some things. And sometimes you just need to take a walk. You just need to walk out the door. That's not the place for you, unless you're into rolling the dice. Well, then that's a whole other thing. But anyhow, all right. And let me say this before I go on. I want to thank one of my subscribers. Thank you, Joyce. Beautiful. I appreciate it. She sent me this, got this in the mail, and I really appreciate it. It's really nice, and I'm wearing it. I want you to know I got it on. So, okay, so I'm going to pull up this story that one of the subscribers gave to me. She probably thought I was never going to read it, but it's just that I'm just now getting back to doing a live broadcast, and I wasn't feeling well for a little bit there. So, okay. So this is coming from Elizabeth. All right. Elizabeth says this. I went to a Dominican salon to get a trim. I felt comfortable because I used to get my hair done there when I wore my hair relaxed. I took my natural hair products with me. The first thing that happened, she didn't take the time to detangle during or after cleansing or conditioning. When I asked her about it, she reassured me it would be all right. It was disastrous. That was painful, and my broken hair strands were being blown all over the floor. The last thing that happened was my hair smelled burned. Oh my gosh. I would have been horrified. See, that's why. The next day, I went back and told them my hair was burnt and I wanted a treatment. They said they couldn't smell it. Isn't that convenient? They said that because I brought in my own products, they could not guarantee how my hair would come out. Now, anyway, let me finish reading this and then I'm gonna make some comments. She says, I told them they didn't know how to do African American hair. They instantly became offended. I never went back. I will continue to dust my ends myself. I've been using essential oils, rosemary, lavender, and peppermint. My hair has been loving it. So this is what she said at the end, her last statement. This taught me to number one, I'm a paying customer. Therefore, the customer. Number two, don't ever let them tell you what they are going to do to your hair. So, Elizabeth, thank you very much for sharing your story. When I read that, I was like, oh my stars, that's awful. I've heard about these Dominican, it's like a hot press or something, a flat press or whatever you call it. See, I don't do it, right? So I don't know. But it sounded to me like they didn't use a heat protectant on your hair before they started, which is what they were supposed to do. Second of all, that's a good place to get up and go. Just pay them for the wash and the condition and leave. If they don't even have the good sense to detangle your hair, what in the ham sandwich were they thinking? That's just crazy. So, my goodness, that's awful. Anyway, the other thing is, if you're going to go into a salon and you're going to take your own products, you can let them know that on the phone when you make your appointment that you're bringing your own products and let them know what the products are. If they say, we don't use outside products, we only use what we know works or whatever, then at least you have a choice whether you want to go there or not, right? Or they might say, okay, but we can't guarantee you that it's going to come out the way you want it to. And well, at least they told you up front. And then you still have the option to just, okay, well, you know what? That's all right. I'll do it myself. But when someone burns your hair, it destroys your curl pattern. Your hair will go just bone straight or stringy or something where it should have been coily or curly or even kinky. And it may or may not ever return to its real pattern. It may have to grow out. It depends on how close to the scalp they got with that. Because if they burned your hair follicle, your hair may just come out straight like from now on. Right. So, I really hope that you guys were paying attention to what she said. Learn how to do your own hair. This is why I keep saying that. Learn how to do your own hair. Also, she says, don't let them tell you what they're going to do with your hair. You're not a lab rat. You're not an experiment, right? If you go in there, you need to know what you want done. If you say, I just want you to take off a half an inch all over, layered or whatever, they need to do what it is you've asked them to do. And if they feel like, that's not going to work, or I can't do it like that or whatever, you have the option to leave. You're a paying customer. If you don't want what they're putting out, don't pick it up. That's all I'm saying. So there you go. And I want to thank Elizabeth for sharing that story with us, because that's crazy. That is really something. Hi, Janine. I can never get your name right. Lord have mercy. Anyway, So does anybody have any comments or anything that they want to say to Elizabeth in addition to what I said? Because I'm telling y'all, I've heard so many horror stories till it's crazy. I ain't rolling the dice. I got one head. This one. That's it. And I'm not rolling the dice. I don't let people mess around in my hair. So I don't even like people touch my hair. That's a whole nother topic. It's a real thing. I spend a lot of time around other people who may not get it that we don't like our hair touched. I mean, sometimes it's okay. It just depends. It depends. If I'm in a bad mood, you might draw back a nub. Don't just reach out and grab me. But anyway, so go ahead and click the thumbs up button, you guys. That's one story that I wanted to read for sure. Let's see. Kim Mom says, I started doing my own hair at a young age, about 9 or 10, because my mother cut my bangs way too short. Were you traumatized? You like, you ain't cut my hair ever again. I'm going to learn how to do my own hair. I'm telling you, people can make mistakes and there's nothing you can do. If they cut it too short, it's just too short, folks. It got to grow back, right? I saw a YouTube clip of a young girl. She's cutting her hair on camera. I don't know what she was thinking, but she stretched her hair, pulled her hair down, and then she cut it. Well, guess what? When she let go, it sprang back, and she was like, "Oh no!" Well, I don't know what she's gonna do about that, but that was her bad hair experience, her worst hair experience. Oh my word, that's too funny. All right, Bahamas in the house. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Margaret. I'm doing good. How you doing? Okay. Anybody else want to give Elizabeth any kind of advice or pointers on what not to do? She's doing her own hair now. She says, but you guys really need to pay attention. Pay attention to that stuff. When you go into these salons and make sure that these isn't just Willie Lump fell off the turnip truck last night and decided he wanted to cut hair, right? These people need to understand this is a part of your being. This is a part of your person. And it's kind of like you don't want to go into surgery. They started years ago. Sometimes people got the bright idea that before they went into surgery, they would write down on their leg, not this leg, okay? So that the doctors didn't operate on the wrong leg or amputate the wrong leg. I've heard of crazy stuff like that happening, right? You got to take all kinds of precautions to make sure that people are not being careless and flippant with you, and that you can stand to look at yourself in the mirror the next day. Because if you go into a place, they burned your hair, they colored it, then they flat ironed it. Well, it weakens your hair strand anyway to go through all that. And then if they ruin it, that's even worse. And the only thing you can do is either let it grow out or have it cut out. And now you got to start all over again on your journey, because now you got to walk around looking like Gomer Pyle because somebody messed up your hair. Do your homework. And another thing, let me tell you this. If you know the name of the salon and you're not sitting in somebody's kitchen or somebody's living room getting your hair done, look them up on the internet. See if they have reviews. Do they have a website? Do they have complaints? Are they registered with the Better Business Bureau? There's things that you can do. Don't be so vain that you don't take the time to research the place that you're getting ready to go into. Because I'm telling you, they can do some lasting damage, and you can raise all the fuss you want to. But really, part of the blame is going to be with you if you don't do your homework and find out who these people are, how long have they been in business, are they licensed, the people that are doing your hair, Are they licensed? Or are they doing their practicals and you're the guinea pig? Find out, because you want an experienced stylist working on your head. You don't want. I mean, I understand that students have to do their practicals and all that. I get it, I understand it. But it's your decision whether you want a student working on your head or whether you want someone who does not have a license, who's never been to school, who has no knowledge of that craft at all, working on you. Okay, I'm just saying. Just saying. Okay. So Margaret says my daughter went to those same people. She had a bald spot. Oh my God. It's grown back now. She never went back. Wow. Oh my goodness. See, and you know what? The other thing is, some of these places need to go out of business. They just need to be put right out of business. If they're doing stuff like that and they're trashing people's hair, people are going in there for a service. They are paying for a service. And if you get crappy service, right, and then they want to demand payment after they done messed up your hair and made you bald and burned your hair and, burned your ears and all kinds of crazy abusive stuff to you, my goodness, they need to go out of business. I don't mind closing down a business. So let me tell you a quick story. This is not a hair story, but let me tell you how serious I am about business. This is how serious I am, especially if you've taken my money. Okay, you're going to do right by me. And let me tell you what. So I'm in Canada and I'm trying to do business with this particular company. And he sold me equipment that was faulty. He knew it was faulty when he sold it to me. I did not know it was faulty. I'm not a mechanic, right? But I bought this equipment in good faith. And when I kept telling him I'm having problems with this, it keeps cutting off, it keeps cutting off, it keeps cutting off. And I took it back to him. It was a motorcycle of sorts. And he said, I mean, when the thing cuts off and you're doing, 50 miles an hour down the highway and it just shuts off on you. What? Anyway, I said, this thing is dangerous. And I told him, you either need to fix it or you need to give me my money back. Sad thing about Canada, or at least British Columbia, they don't have a lemon law like we do here in Oklahoma. We have a lemon law. They can't sell you trash and get away with it. If you buy a vehicle, it has to work a reasonable amount of time, or they have to fix it or give you your money back. It's the law here, right? Not there. The customers have no recourse pretty much. If you don't get it back to them in 72 hours, they're out of the woods. I mean, they're in the clear. They could have sold you junk. Maybe you bought it, took it home, parked it in your garage, and didn't use it until the following weekend. Well, guess what? Your 72 hours is over. And so they don't have to refund you anything. Here it's 30 days. So anyway, this guy decided, I brought it back to him and I said, listen, you need to ride it down the street and come back, and you will see it will shut off as soon as you try to make a corner or something like that. It shut off. I heard it when it shut off. He tried to start it back up. It wouldn't start up. And then he did get it to start, and he drove it right back down toward where I was standing. And he says, oh, it started right up. Well, first of all, you're a liar because I was watching you. It shut off and it did not start back up. And I said, you need to give me my money back. Okay. Well, I don't have to give you your money back. The law says I don't have to give you your money back. Okay. Guess what? You ain't going to be in business long either. Okay. And guess what? He ain't in business no more. Because you know why? Because you don't do stuff like that to me and get away with it. So there you go. And what I'm saying is, some of these salons, when they ruin you like that, they need to be reported to the Better Business Bureau. Okay. Or whoever you need to go to if it's a whole lot of complaints, they need their license pulled. Right. It's ridiculous. And they need to be under investigation. The people that they have working there are they licensed to work there? So, do your homework. Don't just let anybody mess in your hair because they tell you, "Ooh, girl, your hair is cute. I want to mess with your hair." No, no. Mm-mm. Yeah. Hi, Lake Lizard. Hi, Grandma. Oh, Lordy. Lake Lizard said, "I once got my hair cut short like Mia Darrow. Darrow, you mean, did? On purpose. I had big round sunglasses and I looked like Adam Adam Ant. Girl, you dating yourself. Or maybe Fearless Fly. Fortunately, my hair grows fast." That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Does anybody remember Adam Ant and Fearless Fly? Oh my goodness. You are really you dating all of us now. Listen, anybody on here that remembers those two cartoon characters, you getting old. That is too funny. Wow. Yeah, so anyway, you guys, I just wanted to say, do your homework. Stop going to these places, letting them mess around like that. And then you the one got to go out looking like you just fell off the turnip truck. Okay? So just don't let them do that to you. I'm laughing because it ain't gonna happen to me. I'm just saying. It ain't gonna happen to me. Nope, because I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. I'm gonna look cute all by myself. Okay. I'm not doing it. No. So does anybody have any advice for Elizabeth or anyone on here that had experiences like that? You guys need to send me your stories so that I can read them, because I tell you, man, people got some stories. Burned hair and singed eyebrows, especially when you go in and you want the works, right? You want your hair done and your nails and your toenails and a facial and all this, and you look down and you look like you sitting in a bird's nest because all your hair is on the floor. It's crazy. Can you, man? That's a nightmare, right? That's just a nightmare. And I don't know why I'm laughing, because it ain't funny, but I just can't believe it. No, 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 no. I ain't doing it. Girl, you ain't old. I'm old. Anyway, thank you, Glamour. You rinsed your hair in purple? Is your hair purple right now? Oh, I need a picture of that. That is something. You too old. Oh, well, there you go. All right, you guys. So I wanted to come on and read that story. And if you send me your story, I will read your story. I want to cover this, over the next few live broadcasts, because, like I said, you'd be surprised how many people are having that same kind of experience. And one of the things that I have found is that when something happens to people when they get in that chair, they feel like, well, they should know what they're doing. Or here's a clue. If you're telling them what you want done and they're telling you, "Oh no, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that," you're not an experiment, you're a paying customer. If they do not want to listen to you and respect your wishes about your hair, they don't need your money. And that's really how I feel about that. So I hope you feel the same way. Anyway, somebody didn't do a thumbs up. I'm looking right at it. I wish I was looking at you so I could say it was you. I'll just say it now. It was you. Go ahead and put a thumbs up on there. All right, you guys. So I know this was short, but I wanted to make sure that I put that story up there, so that you guys could hear what her experience was. And wow, I hope all is well now, but I would never. And she said she never went back. I would never go back. And not only would I not go back, I would warn other people to not go there. I really would. They need to be put out of business. If that's the best they can do, they don't need to be in business. And I really feel like that because they're hurting people. So anyway, okay, you guys. Well, have a good evening. Have a very good weekend. Happy Father's Day to your husbands and boyfriends and significant others and all that good stuff. And I will see you guys the next time I come on. And like I always say, just try your best. Try your very, very best to keep it natural. Okay. And I'll see you guys the next time I come on. Peace.